Hello and welcome to Odds Checkers NFL Prop Show. What's going on? I am Matt O'Leary, joined by Geoff Fienberg. Geoff, how's it going, my man?
Doing well. Week 3 can feel a little dangerous because we think we know enough about these teams, but I'm sure we'll be surprised again.
Like always, it seems like usually week 1 and 2, you're trying to figure it out, get your footing. I agree with you. I feel pretty good about this slate and some of the props we're going to talk about today. I don't know if that's a bad sign that I'm overconfident and going to get put in my place, but feeling pretty good, Geoff.
Yeah, because week 1, it's like you feel it out. Then week 2, okay, we see that again, or we didn't see something. And week 3 is dangerous. Like we think we know. Like we've seen these teams 2 times. We're ready to make opinions. Always dangerous. It's one for the Bucks. So I like to tread carefully.
Absolutely. So last week, both went 2-2 with our picks. You're at 5-3 through 2 weeks. I'm at 4-4. So trailing a little bit here. We'll keep it going as usual. We'll start with a passing prop that you like and take it from there. What catches your eye?
I'm going to piggyback off what you did last week, Matt, and I'm going back to another Matt. Stafford, big game versus the Rams at 4:00. Over 39 and a half pass attempts. In the game versus the Bucks last year, McVay had Goff throwing into the 40s. We know how dominant the Bucks run defense is, especially with Vita Vea there. He's even like a game changer on what already is an amazing Bucks defense. Sean McVay and his plan of attack, it's all going through Stafford. Henderson's health is even in question. They'll nibble. They might even weasel a touchdown, those running backs, but over 39 and a half pass attempts for Stafford off the sales of last week.
All right, there you go. I'm going to go to another game that I think is going to feature a lot of passing for both offenses, and I'm going to go Justin Herbert over 305.5 passing yards. That's at -115. I think when you look at this Kansas City Chiefs defense, they're just bleeding points, and I know through 2 weeks the Chargers haven't put up a ton of points just yet, but Herbert's been throwing the ball a ton. He's hit this number twice already this year. I think he makes it 3 weeks in a row, and I think the points come too with it this week.
Close to my heart there, Matt. And it's no secret. Chargers, 5th in the league in yards, 25th in points. Got to get those points up where the yardage statistics go with it. But in terms of your bet, no reason to think Herbert won't be going for over 300.
Let's move on to a rushing prop. What catches your eye this week when looking at the running backs?
I hope I'm ready to jump back in on Saquon here, Matt. Everyone is really down on him for obvious reason, leg injury. But think of who the defenses he's gone up against. Washington and Denver, that's probably as tough a front 7 combined matchups as anyone could have had. We did see a sneak peek of some old signs with a nice yard that flirted with, I think, 40 yards on the Thursday nighter. A little extra time. Now there's a downgrade in competition, a downgrade in front 7 he has to go against. 61 and a half to the over for me on Saquon.
See, I'm laughing because the second week in a row, we have the same rushing prop here, Geoff. I'm thinking the same way you are here, over 61 and a half. You look at, Saquon's game last week, he had that one huge run and then didn't do too much after that. But looking at this Atlanta defense, they're not very good. And I think the Giants' game plan is going to be attack them by just, using their best player in Saquon Barkley in offense. It's been a little bit of a slow start, but they're honoring Eli Manning. I feel like they gotta continue to try to get this offense going, and if they're gonna do that, it's gonna be through the ground game. And I think Saquon bounces back in a big way. So I'm right there with you. As for a receiving prop, Geoff, what do you think?
I am going to TJ Hawkinson over 5.5 receptions. He has just been getting fed among the league leaders in targets. I think we have 16 catches through 2 games. I see no way we don't have the target opportunity to make good on a prop like this week. The way he is being fed in that Detroit offense. TJ Hawkinson over 5.5 receptions. I was even tempted with the TJ yard prop. It just seems like he's the one aspect of the offense everything's going through, and it seems like that number still is low in my opinion.
All right. I'm going to go with your boy, Cooper Kupp, who you used last week. I have him over 83 and a half receiving yards at minus 115. As you were saying with Stafford earlier, I think the Rams are going to try to throw the ball a lot against this Tampa Bay defense. And when you look at, how the offense has gone so far, it's been a lot to Cooper Kupp. He's went over this number twice in both games so far. He seems to have a nice rapport going with Matthew Stafford, and I think it's going to continue here in week 3.
Last week you had Stafford, I had Kupp. This week it's a bit of a role reversal. I'm in love with Cooper Kupp. Everything he is doing this season. It seems like that is going to be a weekly thing with Matt Stafford and just Sean McVay's ability to design just great opportunities for Kupp. And again, as I mentioned last week, he's coming off a major knee injury last year, probably wasn't fully healthy. We are seeing what a guy like him, a versatile receiver like him, can do in an offense with a coaching quarterback like that.
Absolutely. And now to dealer's choice. What's an extra one that you like?
I'm not seeing any Monday night props yet, Matt, and I would have loved to just gone right back to Jalen Hurts rushing, but I am going to, I guess, pick up on we're gonna be teammates in a different way this week, because I was thinking about making Kupp 6.5 my prop here, just because I can't get enough of him. But for slightly lower juice, I'm taking Keenan Allen over 6.5 receptions this week. Sort of goes all in line with your Herbert prop from earlier, and not to mention, the Chiefs and that defense, and the way the Chargers are bending and the Chiefs are probably going to ask themselves to bend but not break versus this Chargers defense, who isn't putting up a ton of points. Coach Staley, he's going to get Keenan in running type situations that count like receptions. 6.5 seems light on Allen.
I agree. I think that's a light one as well. I'm going to go with Lamar Jackson and take the over on his rushing at 75.5. I think the Ravens are just going to absolutely beat down on the Detroit Lions this week. It's been a tough go for it so far. They lost to the 49ers in week 1. They lost to the Packers in week 2. And then now facing Lamar off a huge win over the Chiefs, I just think that, he's going to do his thing. I mean, he's hit that number in both games so far. They seem to work their best when he's running the ball on offense. So I think he's the leader once again and clears this number pretty easily.
Yeah, you would expect even a large run that can make it easier for you in that game. The Baltimore Ravens, more so than any team in the league, have, in my opinion, an amazing track record of not just beating bad teams. When they play bad teams, they usually dominate them. And I could see that game script happening again. Lions off a short week. Ravens off the emotional win, but I don't know. I think the Lions short week and being the Lions sort of offsets that.
Absolutely. So that's going to do it for us in week 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to tune in again next week as we'll make our picks for week 4 and recap this past week. For Geoff Fienberg, I am Matt O'Leary. I'll talk to you next time.